Can someone verify that the YouTube's not busted?
Yeah, link it in the chat.
Actually, yeah, let me post that up for everyone. Where do I have this shit? YouTube. Oh fuck. Bell, you gotta get get out of here, man. Um, I sent it in the Timmy chat.
I see it. It's working.
All right, bet. Awesome, thanks. Yeah, something I wanted to today is if anyone has someone had asked if I could go over the Iran trade, which I didn't take, but I guess someone wanted like more of a recap there. So let me do that real quick before I start sharding and all of that. So I wasn't tracking this today, but I assume it had what, not 55 strong node based on this level I have. 55, 5 or 56, something like that. Um, so let me see. Yeah, I would say this trade is more in line just with overall market sentiment, right? So, once we did see the market was going to have pretty strong downside day, at that moment you would then flip to sort of looking at any major nodes as ceilings and playing those rejections. Um, so that'd probably be all I have to say on this one. I guess the only comment I'll make is Iran is probably a good example of why we have to size appropriately, because the stop hunt here was, yeah, if it was this 55 node, then the stop hunt was $3 deep, so like extremely deep. But actually, let me flip to 15 minute. So 55 was here. Yeah, it was an extremely deep stop hunt, but at the same time, within 30 minutes, we're already back under. So it's also an example of like why you have to give these trades some time, and then also why that opening window, that opening 30 minutes, is just like a very difficult time to be trading in general, just because we do get a lot of these extreme stop hunts, etc. So yeah, that's maybe all I have to say on that one. All right, so give me a second here. Let me delete some of my favorited things. I forgot who asked for that. Someone had asked me in private message earlier. Um, all right. All right, so I can get started. Probably similar to Monday. I'll go alphabetical. I'll try to go a bit quicker. Monday I didn't get through everything, so I'll probably just be skipping a lot more maps that look decent but not great. Just because I felt, yeah, I guess it's more beneficial to everyone if I can get through all the tickers and actually build a good watch list rather than spend a bit of extra time going over some stuff that's not going to be taken by anyone. So yeah, let's do that. All right. So yeah, while Apple Vex loads, Apple we're kind of in the middle of the range. I wouldn't trade this at all. Not sure what map chart looks like. Oh, is my Wi-Fi gone? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, Skylight's crapping itself. Yo, Lambo. Um, I'm gonna have to mute Lambo. I didn't know he was in here. Yeah, my computer's breaking right now. Okay. Yeah, in any case, Apple, we're in the middle of the range. I wouldn't really look too much into that one. Um, Airbnb, let me see here. Airbnb, we seem to have pretty good upside. It's just very limited upside. Um, oh, I don't know what this alert is for. Actually, let me delete all my alerts. Can I do that? How do I delete everything? Am I tripping? All right. Yeah, so I'll try to set some new alerts as we go here. Uh, okay, yeah, Eyes of the World. I'll answer this before I get started. If you don't mind speaking to how I manage cells. Issues selling too early. I ran an eye on Q puts. Still green holds. Yeah, I can explain that. So, sorry, let me mute. Someone's talking right now. um, yeah, so the way I manage almost all of my trades is not actually based on the chart or the maps, right? Of course, I find all my entries based on those couple on charts and maps, but the way I manage it is actually based on the percent gain P&L of whatever position I'm in. So, and for those of you, especially with smaller portfolios, this is going to be super critical. So I've always, and again, this is just my system. It's up to you guys how you define your own. But I've always sold as I hit designated percentages. So I'll typically sell first contract with, you know, trim first batch between 30 and 50%. Next set from 70 to 100%. And then, you know, if you have runners at that point, if you're not half out at 100%, you're already doing something wrong, right? And honestly, like, I'd probably just be half out already at the first trim. But yeah, again, so it's like my first trim is usually 30 to 50, and then 70 to 100 on second. Anything past that is just runners. And at that point, like I take those first two trades regardless of what I see on the chart or on the maps. Um, and then for any runners that are going past 100%, then I start looking at when are the next sort of rejections based on the chart or based on some, you know, intermediate ceiling nodes on Heatseeker. So that's when I start using sort of targets I establish from the maps or the charts. But everything before that is extremely conservative. And again, that's my approach. You know, I know people who trim even earlier, right, at 25% and then 50. They've already taken two trims by the time we get there. Other people a bit more aggressive, but again, it's especially if you're handling smaller portfolio, I would err on the cautious side, and especially with the way um, 'cause the market has been a bit quite tricky recently. So I would, if you're having trouble, I would just stay on the cautious side, and that will help you out long term. Um, either once you have larger portfolio to let a lot of positions run. Um, yeah, so that's hopefully that helped answer your question. Who asked this again? Yeah, eyes. Okay. Okay, yeah, sweet. So we can get started now. So again, Apple was in middle of the range. I wouldn't really look at it. I didn't like the map. Airbnb has upside, but very limited, right? You know, we're playing dollar upside. It's not really of interest to me. Um, I guess puts off 128. Let me think. Puts off 20 off 128. I wouldn't say I love them either, just because the next week also has some upside. Um, so yeah, I typically don't like to start trying to play a strong rejection if I'm seeing nodes that continue the direction of go against that rejection, if that makes sense. So okay, let's keep going here. Archer. Gee, so this one is at quite a strong node at 11. So Archer looks like it just lost this 11 level, which had already bounced 3 times. So again, this shows one of the dangers of playing multiple bounces or playing bounces too many times off one level, right? Like we had already tapped this 3, even 4 times, arguably. So by the fourth or fifth tap, depends if you count this week that was just above. We seem to be breaking through. Um, we have to see how it plays out tomorrow, but this $11 node now has risk of holding a ceiling, right? So probably wouldn't be too interested here on Archer either. And also next week seems to be clustered around the same nodes. So I don't really have any target into next week either. Accenture, these nodes look quite weak, especially on Gex. Like none of these have really good volume, so I probably wouldn't consider much here either. Adobe, I think Adobe Jewel had posted about. I think it's sort of gone already. Yeah, yeah, okay. So Adobe's had pretty crazy run. And yeah, I guess you could consider this node for rejection, but again, um, typically, oh, did we hit 360? Oh, we hit 360 today. Okay, so now I think about it, this would have been a good play in the morning, actually. As we approach this 360, I would not have tried to short 355 just because we have another potential ceiling above, right? So then my process is that I'm always trying to short the extreme ends of the range. So if I would have seen 360 as sort of our last upside major node, I would have said okay. And especially the GEX or the VEX also look substantial at 17,000. I would have tried this short on Adobe. I didn't have an alert though, so I must not have seen this. Um, but again, so like shorts on Adobe, honestly pretty good setup coming into today. Yeah, I'll get to Tesla. I'm gonna be a bit quicker how I go through these, but we should get to most tickers. I know on Monday I only got to like the letter L, I think, so I didn't manage time so well. Um, I think A-firm already happened. It was the bounce off 70 as well. That was the good play, I believe. I think so. I saw someone in the chat talking about it. Um, I don't know if I actually would have played A-firm. Like this looked like a pretty soft Gex floor. I probably would have been waiting for the 68 personally, but oh, shoot, who's not muted? Give me a second here. Um, yeah. So then, like, I probably wouldn't have played A-firm myself, but was a good move. Now, I guess we rejected off 75 already. I guess we've already had a couple taps. You could look into another rejection off 75, but again, this would be playing third tap, so it'd be quite risky. I wouldn't recommend anything on A-firm myself. AI, hold up. Okay, sorry about that. So AI, this 19 node just got delivered from, this is what, Monday? Yeah, so we came from around that node. So, and we're sort of approaching a triple bottom here. So again, this is likely something you don't want to play. Again, double tops, double bottoms are going to be your best chance. And especially since we just delivered from these couple of nodes, you might want to look into if we've been fading throughout the week off of these. But I likely wouldn't be trying to play longs there just due to this triple bottom. But if you're interested, you can check how that upside volume has changed over the past few weeks, and that'll give you a bit of insight into how AI might go into end of week. A-Lab. Okay, so A-Lab has pretty good upside towards 170. Actually, this one's quite interesting. Uh, Let me see here. So it looks like we held 150 as floor. So yeah, I'll be honest, this volume is quite low. Two, this apparent floor from today, actually we hunted much lower, so I think it would have been pretty difficult to play A-Lab if you're looking for upside. Even though we have a couple of good upside nodes for next week, I likely wouldn't play this just because if we don't have like a very clear floor. ALGN, probably not. Yeah, it's not a good map to me. Next week looks pretty split. Yeah, for this week it looks pretty compacted. Not much range there. Okay, I mean I don't. Oh yeah, anything that's multi expirations, I'm just gonna skip. I still haven't made. This list here is outdated, so actually I need to make a new list, and then next time I'll just skip these stickers by default, the ones that I don't play. So let me see here. Yeah, so a lot of these setups I'll expect that they just bounce today, towards the end of the day, or rejected in the beginning of the day. So AMAT actually never hit this 215 node, so that's probably what I would have been waiting for to take calls here. But it does look very good for some continued upside into next week. Now it looks like it's. Is this because of my chart? I don't know what news is coming out about AMAT after hours, but it had a big spike and drop, so I'd probably. You might want to see if we do get a 215 tap actually, and try to long off of that. But at least currently we haven't gotten there, so I probably won't. I won't do anything there. AMC, I'm not gonna even talk about. AMD off 225, I believe, was mentioned by somebody. Yeah, that like this play looks very good, right? Like I know AMD upside is very cluttered, just the chart in general. But if we're talking about we're hitting the absolute and extreme side of it, we can typically expect a bounce there, as well as this is some very strong previous resistance and support. So that 225 level would have been a great spot to try to long AMD. So yeah, I guess for now, yeah, that play's missed as well. That would have had to be an end of day today. Amazon being a bit under this king node, I probably wouldn't play. Let me think here. Yeah, I probably wouldn't take Amazon. Looks like we did bounce off a strong level. Yeah, we had this 3 times this previous resistance. We bounced very strong off of it. Yeah, I'm not too interested in that. Okay. A net at 150 would have been a good rejection. I don't think we ever reached it. Oh, it looks like we did. I take that back on Monday. Um, yeah, again, there's not much to do here. I wouldn't use this as an upside target. It's very little volume, like not little volume, it's little range. So yeah, net, I probably, I guess you can keep an eye on a 150 double top, but I wouldn't, otherwise I would not play this one. Okay. Oh, 1 second. Uh, Ethan on YouTube, you can't hear me well? Or you can? Okay, APLD, and I think this is something that I'll make a better point of. Um, yeah, this one is partially seated, so I would not trade this one at all. So whenever you see this orange indicator, probably just wait until we see full green or at least blue. I think blue is when yeah, blue is when it's like at least 2/3 of the way. Okay, yeah, YouTube mic seems to be fine. Oh, it's pretty low. I'm not sure. I think everyone else recently has said that the microphone audio is okay, Ethan, but I'll look into it after this stream. I'll listen back to the recording and see if there's anything I need to change there. Yeah, app is a terrible map. ARC. Oh, I'm also not going to go over any ETFs. Okay, so ARM. Take a look. Okay, so ARM has some very strong upside nodes. Let me see here. I guess the issue here is you do want to find a pretty good bounce spot. So yeah, based off the maps, this 155 node is pretty clear as a bounce spot. But it looks like we bounced around 160, 161 today. Okay, so it looks like we bounced off this previous high or swing high. um, yeah, so I'd say ARM has very good upside. I think it's looked like this all week though, so I would go into the bottom, just verify that a lot of these volumes haven't rolled lower. Like if this 180 was at 30,000 earlier in the week, I'd be a bit more concerned. If the volume has been a bit more consistent, then ARM definitely looks pretty good for a bit more upside. This has just no volume. This one's still seeding. Okay, ASTS, I think Jewel actually talked about this one for taking a trade on it. WZ. Oh, if Trump's taking, hold up. Trump's taking, oh, it doesn't seem like it's impacting. Did he name what companies? Yeah, there's not much movement on Quantum because of that, but I'll look into that news later. Yeah, so ASTS I think bounced very cleanly off this. Where did we bounce? I don't believe these lower nodes had good volume. I think what happened here is we got an overshoot of 70 on GEX, and then you could have played sort of the reverse back towards this large node. And now it seems like 70 was holding as floor, so they just stop hunted pretty bad throughout the day today. But yeah, ASTS looks quite strong actually, even with a bit of nodes next week. So that bounce today would have been very nice. And I guess, yeah, for most of the plays that bounced today, if you can find some justification for where they bounced on the chart or if it was a strong node on the map, um, please don't chase. But what you can sort of wait for is any kind of pullback or double bottom on these tickers. So yeah, just look into that. Yeah, I guess Quantum will rip again if that stuff happens. And it's already, I guess Quantum's had a pretty rough week, so it may push back up higher to where it was a little bit ago. Okay, let me see. So AVGo's been chopping a while. Looks like we bounce off this 37.3375. But yeah, the VEX is quite split, so Yeah, not sure I'd play Vigo. We're kind of in the middle of range there. Okay, Axon is super interesting. So it's been seeding. How long has this been? Okay, so it's almost done. Should be fine. Um, oh, 700 bucks. Okay, so yeah, this ticker's probably quite expensive. But this is actually very low volume, but this is an interesting case where we're seeing very nice stair stepping going over the next few weeks on the GEX especially. But again, this is extremely low volume, so I'm not sure how much I trust this. 640 looked like a great floor. Yeah, so 640 double bottom that played out last week or a couple weeks. Yeah, last week. Looked incredible actually, but again, once you miss a play and it's already been running, please do your best to not be tempted to chase. KAXP. So AXP actually is a bit interesting. It looks like it hit the upside of its range was around 355, 360 on VEX. And same on GEX. So it looks like it hit that 355 and rejected pretty cleanly. Um, but yeah, I guess there's quite a few nodes that are getting in the way of this being like a pretty clean move downwards. So at this point, probably wouldn't be looking at this at all. Okay. Oh, whoops. Okay, yeah, Boeing. Not very interested here. Yeah, Boeing's just okay. Baba, actually. So Baba, I actually quite like this 165 level. Um, Looks a bit crazy going into next week. But this is a pretty good retracement level 2, I'll bet. Yeah, so yeah, Baba actually bounced on a pretty nice spot. Still holding this sort of peak downside 165. So yeah, maybe Baba's not bad for about. Again, this is China ticker, so it could open completely different to what I'm saying now. But yeah, overall the setups I actually like it a little bit. Okay, Bank of America as well. It's sort of sitting at like a strong node. Stop hunted 550.50. Let me see here on the higher time frames. So yeah, it looks like we double topped up here towards 52-ish, 53 almost. Yeah, I would say Bank of America looks all right. If you're looking at long term, right? You know, this note here at 53, 2 weeks out of 55. I don't know when earnings is, but looks quite biased to the upside. So this one I don't mind either. No, I'm not. Any of these cheaper stocks I usually just skip. Yeah, so Bloom Energy is actually a pretty nice. Let me see here. It's 87 is quite nice. Not quite. Oh, sorry, this is the wrong one. Yeah, I guess I'm having trouble finding a very clear bounce spot. I mean, on the chart, we see around anywhere 92 to 87 looks quite good for a bounce. Um, the maps, seeing a bit of upside target, but really the big node that's overshadowing everything is a month out. So yeah, I guess chart-wise, it's looking quite good on the map. It's looking a bit low in volume. Again, if you are tempted to play, I'd play pretty far dated. So you can really take advantage of that node from November 21. But also remember, any of these 1121 nodes are OPEX, so just carry them with a bit more precaution. Baidu. Yeah, so I mean, this is a pretty strong level on the chart for Baidu. Oh, whoops. It's not really showing a strong node on Heatseeker, so I would probably stay away. But yeah, based on chart, it does look fairly decent for a bounce, and then we do have some okay upside targets. So I'd also want to see those grow a bit more for me to enter this display. But actually, yeah, I guess I'll start it. Okay, Bib, I don't know what this is. Yeah, so Bib, we never tapped 140, actually. We go within like $2. What I might look at here is if we do hit this 152 node for a potential rejection up here. Either all the way up at 152.5 or even at this wick lower at 150. So that'd probably be what, not a bad one to look at and see if we reach there, how does the map look, etc. This one hasn't been seeding. Booking, I'm not going to talk about. Yeah, none of these cheap ones either. Yeah, BMNR, this is a great example of, I guess this is a good example of, when the chart looks simple, when the map looks simple, why you want to take those plays, or just how simple it is to take these plays. So BMNR, when was this? Yesterday, I believe. Yeah, yesterday we tapped 55. I got the alert, entered puts there. So this one just clean ran all the way down to 47. And today on 47 it bounced up. So we'll see if it gives any continuation tomorrow. But I guess this is a pretty clear example of when we're playing maps that look simple, right? That only have two nodes. I'm not saying it'll always bounce on both, but they tend to respect that top and bottom of the range very cleanly. So BMNR, honestly, yeah, one of the best plays in both directions for the week. Like just very clear both ways. Um, okay. So again, I mean, if we come in double bottom, you can look at this, but otherwise, this play's already happened. It's already gone. Uh, Sorry, my stream. Let me check my phone. My internet looks slow right now. Oh, it might be my internet. Oh, shoot. Can y'all still hear and see? Okay, so I don't know what's going on with Heatseeker then. Can someone else see if they can access Skylit right now? Ah, shoot. Okay, so it is something on my side. Well, sorry, y'all. Let me switch Wi-Fi's maybe. If I switch Wi-Fi's, this is gonna blow up my YouTube or whatever. Will it just reconnect once I'm back? It's super annoying. Alright, we're back. My bad. Should be working now for everyone. Alright, so BP. What? Okay. Yeah, BP off 35 might look okay actually. Let me see. We just came. No, actually, we never even hit 130 or 31. Yeah, BP off 35 looks interesting. Sort of to reject these nodes here, or these levels. So it could be quite nice. Weeble. Yeah, Weeble has no range. Yeah, BX I probably don't like much either. Let me see here. Beyond I'm not gonna touch. I know it's been all over the place lately. Okay, C. What is this? Citigroup? Yeah. Yeah, so Citigroup actually is a super good play. Yeah, I had not spotted this, but yeah, this 94, 95 level held strong. I guess at the 95, top of the range. Yeah, if we bounce tomorrow, although we just got delivered from 98. Wait, I didn't even pull up the right one. Sorry. Oh man, this has been really slow today. There we go. Yeah, so for me, bounce off 95, 94 was quite nice on Citigroup. Again, if we open up already up, I would skip it, but right now, seems like you might be able to still buy in around 95 or 94 for this upside node. One other thing to check here is check the previous few days on Citigroup because we just got delivered from 98, so there's a chance this just dies off completely. The process has begun. Oh, yeah, would I play off 94 and 95 when they're stacked? I always play off the lower node. That's just a personal preference, because I don't, you sit through less drawdown if you do that. If you have a larger portfolio, what you can do is sort of scale in size small at 95, and as we reach 94, just size in with the rest of your position. There's a couple different ways to do that, but yeah, typically what I do is I wait for at least the midpoint, but usually if I can, the bottom of the two nodes, which obviously, yeah, in this trade would have, led to me missing the trade, but I'd rather miss a few trades, but know that I'm getting much better fill. Cake, Cheesecake has monthly fills. I'm not gonna look at that. I'm not gonna look at this. Okay, cart. Has had a huge period of consolidation actually. So 40 being here. Yeah, so I mean, all this map is telling us is that we would likely just keep ranging here. I don't know if I ever traded this sticker. Like, I don't know if moves this small will actually give any, much profits. So I probably wouldn't play this. Um, I guess if we hit the bottom, no, not even. It's pretty weak. If we do hit 35, 35, you can think about a longer day to play. But again, this is somewhat sketchy just due to the volume here. And due to this 4 week out one is expiration. Not expiration, OPEX. The Caterpillar's already been on quite a run. It's actually, yeah, Caterpillar's quite interesting. If we do hit this 510 node, which here on the chart is showing us like 509. So yeah, if we hit that previous, I don't know if it's all-time highs, but I think it is. That'd be a pretty nice spot to go long. So yeah, for this one, I might set an alert around 510. Actually, let me just go ahead and do that now. And just see how the map looks if we tap that again. Okay, Kava. Yeah, so Kava, not sure. It seems at 64, we're here approaching a pretty large support level. The only thing I'd warn with is this 62 has also been very strong in the past. So yeah, I likely wouldn't take anything with Kava right now. CCJ is also in the middle of the range. CCL. Let me see. So Carnival. Let me see here. So Carnival looks like it pushed past this peak node. Does have a bit of upside over the next coming weeks. So probably what I'd say here is if we do manage to retest this 29 level, then it might be a good place to go long on. But buy a bit more time on your contracts. And also, I'm not sure how the spreads are on Carnival or something like that. So again, I'm trying to find a few tickers where we're either near the top of the range or near the bottom, or at least it's easily identifiable. Yeah, so CFLT. Let's see, you can probably try to long off here. It's only 2 node, but again, it's yeah, CFLT looks okay. You're just gonna want to make sure you're waiting for this 22 tap. Let me see, Chewy. These meme tickers are usually I just ignore them. So Cypher is new, so I don't know. Let me check. Oh, he just added this. Okay, never mind. Don't play Cypher. I believe Clove was added just yesterday as well. CLSK, I think this one on the call side had already been played. These nodes all look quite weak. Shoot, sorry, let me mute someone. Yeah, these nodes all look quite weak, so I'm not sure if I'd play CLSK. Interesting. Let me see. Yeah, I don't with Comcast. I'm not sure if I would play too much here. Looks like we had a false breakout in our retesting, or it could be breakout and retest. But for me to take this, yeah, I guess I'd either have to see a bit more upside accumulation to play off this 29.5 for a bounce. I really see that 20, or really see that 28 start to disappear. Okay, so actually CMG's also looks like a good one. Let me see here. It seems like they're towards the bottom of the range. Yeah, there we go. On both the Kex and Vex. So yeah, actually this one looks quite nice. It looks like we swept here. Have bounced off of that. Yeah, so I think for this one, maybe just check the past few days, see if that volume upside, the upside volume has shrank a lot or not. The CMG does look pretty good for longs, since we are at the bottom of the range here. So yeah, let me add that over. Okay, CMI, this is very little volume. Coin, I don't trade coin or MSTR. They just tend to move pretty crazy. CMG will attest 40. What? Where'd it go? Um, I guess based off of the maps, it'll hold here. If it goes and taps 40, I would say the thesis is already. Wait, what? Sorry, I just realized these increments are every 0.2. I think I'll ask Glitch about that. Or can somebody ask Glitch why Chipotle shows strikes like that? It's extremely weird. Okay. Yeah, in that case, 40 could also be floor, but. So yeah, I guess on the safe side, you'd wait for 40 probably so we can test that level in that mounts, but this 41.5 does have a good argument based on the chart, and then the node is a lot stronger. Oh, shit. Where was I? CMG. Oh, yeah, coin I just skipped. Cores just got added. Costco looks okay for 135 rounds. Let's see. 935, sorry. Yeah. So yeah, I'd probably be pretty interested in this 935 level on Costco. I guess that shows it's been a strong node in the past because I already had it marked out. Cores is interesting. Oh, sorry. Cores has not seeded. So let's take a look at CPNG. Yeah, so this chart seems to always have upside, but not reach it. So CPNG I probably wouldn't touch right now. Yeah, circle, I would say there's not much to do here. All right, let me start burning through these a bit quicker. So yeah, CRM, I'd probably want to tap off 242 before trying anything. So let me go set that alert. Okay. Crocs? What? Like the Crocs? So yeah, it looks like we pull back from 85-ish. So this small node here towards 83 king node on Crocs.
Hello, Nico.
Hello. Who was that? Oh, Dylan.
Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
What's up, Dylan? Yeah, Crisp. Crisp, another one. Like, I'd probably just be sitting here waiting for this, sort of this previous swing high here, which is also sort of bottom of the range. So I wouldn't be too interested in anything above that. Yeah, and again, we're testing this level for a third time, so there's some chance we fall through. So that's one thing on Crisp. Yeah, CoreWeave, I'm not going to go over. Well, I think, yeah, we all saw the play today. I think Glitch have been mentioning it, if my memory's right. So yeah, only thing on CoreWeave is like, yeah, the strikes move to being every $5 instead of every dollar under 120. But either way, that 120, 121 were sort of lit up all day. The 115 had a bit of volume, but tailed off now. We got really strong reaction off of CoreWeave. Carvana. Yeah, again, this is probably messier map than preferred. CVS up at 84. Probably wouldn't put too much into this. Yeah, and CVS at like, if you're targeting downside, there's not much left. You could have played the bounce, but you know, apart from that, there's not much. Even the bounce, there's not many strong upsides, so I probably would have only played that pretty short term. Okay, this one looks interesting. Actually, this looks really good. So unless this is dependent on overnight market. But yeah, if we come back, reclaim 155, sort of break and retest to the downside, I think CVX could be quite nice. Let me check the GEX or the VEX. Yeah, this one's looking decent. I think Delta had earnings this week. I believe someone gambled them, said that they got it right with Heatseeker. But yeah, for now, you know, there's not much range either way. DoorDash. Again, with this one, like at least myself, I prefer to be within the range and then play sort of outside ends inwards. If you do want to play DoorDash, it's more so Jewel style, but I'm guessing what he would say is, you know, if we're able to break, yeah, so see this previous high all the way back here, you know, so which has been resistance, support, resistance, and now support again. So if, yeah, I guess the advice there would be, if we make it under 250 and hold under, you can probably look down a bit further. If we bounce, yeah, I typically wouldn't try taking a bounce like that. Dropbox doesn't really have many major nodes. Datadog actually is coming up on a huge node. So yeah, Datadog depends a little bit how they open tomorrow. Yeah, but a bounce, if we can reclaim 155, a bounce there is probably not too bad on Datadog. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to start picking it up again. John Deere off. Okay, so it looks like John Deere rejected today. Yeah, not much there. Dell, you could try. Let me see what this looks like. Perhaps a rejection. 152. I think here. Yeah, so Dell, it looks decent. If you want to try playing the rejection here, especially into next week, we do have this 135 node with some decent volume, and even the week after at 133. I don't believe they have earnings anytime soon, so Dell should be fairly conservative play. DHI, is this an ETF? Oh, it's not. Oops. So yeah, it looks like we didn't even reach 162. So rejected a bit under. It's been moving a lot in after hours, it seems. Yeah, this one I probably wouldn't like unless I'm seeing some really good reactions around 152 to upside.
Okay.
It's an ETF, I'm not gonna run it. Who said okay? Am I tripping? Okay. Anyways, Disney, pretty big range I'm seeing there. With everything Trump is doing, I wouldn't recommend playing DJT. It does seem to be going gradually downwards over the next few weeks, but not a very big range, right? Like this is by end of month going down to 14. So I probably don't like that too much. DraftKings. What? DraftKings, what's going on here? Looks like we have some. This 46 note is super weird. Yeah, DraftKings. I really have to see this 37.5 node grow a lot. This 46 is quite interesting, so keep an eye on that if you want to do lottos. But yeah, I guess we are at kind of a bottom of range. But I guess what I would say here is what you probably want to look for price wise, like chart wise, is if we can break and sort of break over this 36 and retest and hold. So not much there until that happens. DKS, we're in middle range. Dona, I'm not gonna play. Docu, it says DocuSign. So yeah, DocuSign looks like it has a good floor off 69. Yeah, really nice. Okay, so yeah, DocuSign, I don't mind. You know, 69, we'd be getting in right around this first golden pocket. Matches with some strong heat seeker nodes, so overall, pretty nice setup here. As long as we can get a tap of that, these levels down at 69, 68. So again, yeah, let me put an alert here. Let's put it roughly in the middle. Let me. Okay. Yeah, again, Domino's Pizza's monthly expirations. I don't look at those. Duolingo. Duolingo, you probably just be looking for the bounce off 295. Which we still have a ways to go. Yeah, so I had this marked out from the past. So this 295 seems to have been a big level. So yeah, actually. Yeah, you can try bounce there. DXCM. What is this? I don't know what this stock is. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that range is probably too small to try that one. EA didn't have anything. eBay. I guess eBay, any kind of playoff 92 would work for upside next week. I'm assuming they already hit. Yeah, these were from last Friday. Got a gap up over the weekend. Yeah. EL has quite low volume. But if we do get towards 96, 97, that'll be a great spot for longs here. Based on the chart and off the map slightly, right? Like this is bottom of range, but again, doesn't mean we can't just end there by Friday. So Elf is okay actually. So let me. Or EL, sorry. Wow, no way this lags again. Yeah, sorry. Internet's crapped out again. Y'all can still hear me, I hope. Let me try to fix this. Okay, sorry about that. We're back. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'll do for EL. For ELF, ELF also has some nice nodes. I think I bounced off one of them already. 120, 129. Well, no, not really. Yeah, this one just got pummeled. You can look for 120. Yeah, I don't mind 120 for a bounce. Yeah, so yeah, just wait on that most lower node. Yeah, I'll do it as well. And then you can try some upside there on ELF. Okay, so end phase still pointing down. Yeah, I wouldn't look at end phase too much. EOS hasn't seeded enough. ETHA hasn't. Etsy seems biased towards downside, but not majorly. Especially with that next week having a node similar to where we are. Ford. Yeah, I'm not. Let me see here. Yeah, if we somehow reach 11.5, I wouldn't mind trying for 12s. But yeah, it's a risky school to be doing this. Sorry, what did I say? I don't know what I just said. But yeah, Ford. I guess this upside for next week is what's messing with me. Otherwise, I'd be interested in shorts. But yeah, with the upside next week being similar to where we are right now, I wouldn't be super interested in Ford. FCX, I want to look at next week, bouncing off of this 80 node. For this week, not looking too good. FedEx, same thing. Doesn't look like anything's going on this week. Okay, Fig. Where's Fig at? Ah, shoot. Yeah, if it wasn't for this triple bottom, I would love Fig. So yeah, seeing that Fig is sort of at the bottom of range. You can definitely try this. I would just size lightly because it is the third tap of that level. So be aware. Um, okay, 5. I think we're gonna skip this. Yeah, monthly. FSLR. It looks like a good bounce spot at 220. It's just downside target or upside targets aren't really there. Only next week, but not the week after. Yeah, I think food to. Yeah, I'm not seeing much on that one. Fiverr, not much either. Some monthly expirations either way. FXI, GE. So let me check GE. So GE off 300, 302 actually doesn't look terrible. But well, I guess here's the answer. The sell-off they just had will be quite. Yeah, with the sell-off they had today, I guess I'd be hesitant, especially because we broke through those floors. To try longs. Okay, yeah. So for Nova, I think yeah, beat and then dropped throughout the day. So that play's probably gone. GILD, there's good upside stairs. It's just the range is very limited. Gold. Oh, I usually don't play gold. But that bounce off 370 was extremely strong, actually. Yeah, wow. Yeah, Galaxy, I was gonna say you can try for longs, but this level's been tested quite a few times. I'll probably stay out. General Motors, again, you want to be aiming for the top side of this range before you take a play. Same on downside, you want to be looking for the 65, possibly 67, but just a lot of risk. GameStop. Yeah, I'm not gonna look at that. Google doesn't look bad actually. I don't usually play Google. Um, yeah, if that 250 or 247 holds on Google, could be nice for upside. I'm looking right now on price of contracts. So we're talking about going towards 255 basically. Yeah, I mean, play is good. It's just a bit more, with Max 7, it's a bit more expensive. Oh, and I guess another thing, like the Google and then GOOG, both of the tickers match pretty well, so that's always a good sign. Yeah, so for GS, I would say there's probably not enough range. Oh, for a bounce here. Yeah, probably not. So, yeah, even if we bounce on this floor, 745 or 740, upside into next week is just a few points up. GitLab. Again, we're in the middle of the range, so I probably won't look at that. HAL looks like we are a bit on the outside. Oh, what the? Never mind. I would not try to short that right now. So Home Depot. Home Depot actually looks quite good. Let me check the chart. Yeah, Home Depot looks like it took out this wick from earnings. It's bounced since. Bit of pullback. One second, I'm checking contract pricing. Yeah, I'm not too sure actually. Yeah, I'm wondering, these downside nodes probably had a lot of accumulation today, so I probably won't take this. So I can look at a bit more historical. Him's pretty deep on sell-off. This 47 node, if it was there, it's extremely strong. I guess the issue here is it's establishing targets. Oh, one second. Okay. Yeah, so bounce on 47 looks okay, but yeah, again, probably be waiting for max downside, so 42 before I look at anything there. Honeywell. Yeah, it's a strong upside node. That's Vex though. So yeah, I typically I guess it bounced at 200. Let me check. Oh, what the heck? Okay, this thing's running overnight. Never mind. HAL. So yeah, I mean, HAL's been pumping the process. Yeah, I mean, I guess the main risk is if this, it's been moving pretty extremely recently. And I've seen in the past with some tickers that they move very extremely, they just tend to, mm, you know, blow past some of these nodes more often than others. So I'd be cautious with HAL. I mean, the plays probably okay. Just be careful with yeah, the usual with any overshoots since it's been so strong. But again, if the size a bit smaller, I don't see any issue with it because we are sort of reaching top of range, and it'd be good to have downside play for the rest of the week. Yes, I think Hood tapped 125 and just bounced really strong. Even 122, which had like a tiny bit of volume, but especially 125. So yeah, I mean, this setup looks quite good. Again, just trim going into 130. HPQ. So there's a bit of yeah, I'd say with HPQ, you could potentially wait for another 85 tap, play that double top, because it looks like that's where we rejected yesterday. Apart from that, I don't see too much here, but yeah, if you're playing that 85 tap, 285 tap, or 285 tap for next week's puts, looks pretty healthy. Hut. Yeah, I'd say Hut is probably lacking a bit of volume. HYG, I don't know what they do. I'd say probably the most interesting play here would be off 79 for next week. Other than that, not much there. This one just tracks Bitcoin. IDCCA, I think, is ETF. I hope. Believe so. Oh, it's not? Well, either way, these nodes are very weak. Yeah, it's had super low nodes. Intel. Yes, Intel, you can look at this 37 to hold. Let me see. Yeah, target 40, I suppose. Even a bit close to money, but then, yeah, Intel actually doesn't seem like a terrible spot. Just need to see some more accumulation on upside. So yeah, I'll save this one too. IonQ is yeah, most likely on its way for 50. Yeah, that'd probably be a safe spot, or even 45 for like a super safe bounce there. Iran, I think I covered already. You know, you want to be taking the full outside range, so either 49 or 64. ISRG has a pretty good range here. 520. Oh, this is coming off earnings. Never mind. I never play stuff with earnings. So ISRG, yeah, it seems has a bit of potential to go upwards, but I probably wouldn't chase there. Indexes, I'm not going to cover. Okay, JD. Actually looks quite good. Off 32. Yeah, JD looks quite good. It looks like we tapped it last week, but let's see if we can get a tap as well this week. That 82 note is really strong. Would be nice to. Sorry, not 82, 32. Nice if we get a tap and go. Tap and reversal. J&J, just not much range. JPM, I guess if we reject 330. Not 330, 300, sorry. Looks like we did, and we're already quite far. Yeah, this one's a bit tricky. Like, I do think upside is favored. It's just there's not enough range, not a clear bounce spot, not enough like empty space in between. So KHC. Let me see, KHC. Yeah, for next week. Interesting. Yeah, I think this one has potential. I've never heard of this ticker being traded, I don't believe. But yeah, I guess this 25.5 is valid level. Okay, yeah, I'll add that one just in case. Okay, we're about halfway. Going a bit faster than last time. I need to speed up a bit more. Okay, so Kratos. Let me see here. Kratos, I'll be looking at 90 for a reject. Doesn't look super clean though. Queb, not much. Okay, so Lucid looks quite nice. Yeah, so just straight off the map already, Lucid looks very, very good. So yeah, I think on this one it's gonna have to be 17. I'd be shocked. Hmm. Yeah, so I'd probably be waiting for downside. I guess you could try a break and retest here at this level at 19.15. But it looks to me like you tried holding it, broke down fully. So I do think we go down 17. If we tap 17, should be pretty safe to long. Okay. So yeah, actually Lucid, let me start that one. LEN, not much. Yeah, let me see here. Not much to see on these. Yeah, Lockheed has some upside. Again, probably not enough to play it, knowing the cost of those contracts. Same with LRCX. Lululemon, yeah, it's also showing pretty limited. Okay, so Lyft. Sorry, I'm answering a message in chat. Okay, yeah, anyway, so for Lyft, yeah, we do have pretty big upside. This 21, if we don't reclaim it as a floor, then it gets a bit sketchy. So I really need to see Lyft. Go to 24. Yeah, so Mara seems to have flipped a lot of his floors into ceilings. McDonald's. Alright, yeah, McDonald's already ran hard. I wouldn't play anything like that. Mondo looks very messy. Melly also. Meta. Yeah, Meta's looking like if we can break out this one's 735 level-ish. Then we can have a stronger push towards 745. Probably until this range here. Maybe a bit less. Yeah, so just keep an eye on that level if we break and hold. Yeah, MGM not too interested. Same here with MMM. If we get to either side of the range, I'd be more interested. MP, the stock's been all over. But yeah, MP doesn't have full data. But yeah, it looks like 77, 60, 70, sorry, 67, 68 bounces are very good. So MRK, a bit hard to tell if we're going to pin here, if we're going to just clean reject. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll just be cautious with this one. mRNA. Yeah, seems to be stuck with pretty small range. Marvel. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not liking this one too much on Marvel. Okay, see, Microsoft has strong downside. But it's just been pumping, so I guess it got delivered from the 510 node last week. STR, I'm not gonna bother. Muse actually great example. You know, if we're middle range, not able to decide, just wait for either extreme side of the range, set alerts, and wait for it. And then play reversal back in. So Mew might be a very good setup there. Microvast, I'm not gonna look at. NBIS. Never traded myself. It smells like a bit of a rejection. It doesn't feel like it. So yeah, NBIS I'd probably skip. net, I'd probably also skip. You know, yeah, I mean, I'd consider if we go back down to 202 and then bounce, but net right now has a lot of clutter in the way. Netflix, yeah, I'm not trading this. Neo, none other. Nike. Looks okay if we can test this 68 level. I guess we just tapped it yesterday and today. Yeah, so I think here on Nike, let's see, we have this level here. Shoot. I guess, yeah, I'll just try here. 69, so yeah, I guess as is typical, you know, if we break that, hold over, try some calls. Can even go for next week, actually, I probably recommend, or even 2 weeks out. Just aiming for that 72, 73 area in the node over there. But Nike looks quite good. If we can go down and tap those nodes I said before. NRG. Okay, energy has been chopping a long while. 158, even up towards 172. So actually, since we got delivered from 172 last week, I'll have to go back and check the nodes. But if they remain quite strong for this week, as opposed to 160 bounces all the way. Now, if these other nodes next week grow a bit stronger, this 165, 155, 145, then I think any bounce off 160 for this week will be a bit more muted, bit smaller move. Yeah, so this one, I mean, you can place an alert a bit higher on you and then try to play it downside. Yeah. Okay, Novavax. Yeah, there's nothing on this map. Nvidia. Okay, so actually Nvidia typically don't pay max 7. Nvidia looks kind of interesting here. Oh god, well, it depends if you want to count this tap or not. Yeah, I guess if we're counting that tap, it gets a bit sketchier. If we're not, this looks really good actually. So 180. Let me pull this up over here. Yeah, so 180, like we do seem to be at the bottom of the range. 180, like good whole number to start strikes off of. Yeah, so yeah, I mean this level held quite well on the downside. I don't see any other downside nodes, so I would be good if we got a pretty quick reaction tomorrow. But 180 upwards looks like very good find. Yeah, looks quite good. Something on the watch list. Okay. Yeah, okay, low off 120. I guess what I'm hesitating here is the VIX. The VEX has none of that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I've never played this one. Okay, TA. Let's have a decent. Yeah, close. Just been dropping heavy. OKTA has a solid range if you're looking at 82 to 90. Let me see here. So yeah, OKTA, I'd be trying to get either side. Um, yeah, OKTA looks okay. I mean, I think that 90 rejection already happened, so we can try to play that 85. Um, no, sorry, this 82 node is a rejection. On. Yeah, so we just got delivered from this 56 node, this 52, 51 combo.
He still talks to her.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, 51, 52 combo if that cracks 43. I mean, I don't know if it'll get to 43, but we should drop pretty big. So yeah, that was a good play for Monday or Tuesday. Don't think anyone got that one. ONDS hasn't sorted yet. Open. Yeah, I'd say open. We're in the middle of the range. So probably be waiting for us to tap either 6 or 8 bucks and then trying the opposite direction. Oracle. Yeah, Oracle, I would say the range is quite small there. Oscar, no. Oxy. PNW. Okay, so PDD, I think bounce off 126 and it's running. Maybe not. Yes, I guess BDD was pretty good rejection off 131. I didn't have any alerts set there, but was pretty clean setup. PENN has a really tight range, so not worth it. Same with Pepsi. PNG. Yeah, I guess PNG downside on this first column is not very clear. Okay, so PHM. Oh, they just had earnings. Okay, they just had earnings. 120. This 124 node is quite lit. Oh, we just got delivered from it. Yeah, so that's when we're at a potential bounce spot. I think, yeah, to enter PHM, you gotta monitor what this 124 node has done all week. Like, has it stayed consistent or what? Yeah, so I think, yeah, 120, 119 taps not too bad. But again, you want to, before you enter anything, check the profile. That this 124 node hasn't, disappeared or anything. Pinterest. Nah, don't like this too much. Like $1.50 range. Yeah, let's see. Palantir. Wow, it's been super range bound. Let me see here. So yeah, this one, I guess like the good plays are off this 170 node, this strong DAX node. As we saw today, also as well. Um, yeah, off of 170 looks pretty good here. I mean, the only warning I'll give is it's been tapped quite a few times, but this does look like major upside. Even into next week, we have this 190 node lit up. So yeah, I would look into that for Palantir. Actually, I'll even star this one. What's the one after now? Poet. PL. Okay, so plug. I'm not playing. Poet isn't seated. PRI. I don't even know what this is. Oh, it's every month. Okay, these are monthly expirations. I'm gonna skip. Peloton looks to be pretty pegged. PayPal. PayPal is somewhat at the bottom of the range, but I guess we have to remember this 65, 63 notes still have some influence. Yeah, I don't. We are at the bottom of the range, but there's so many stacked nodes I probably wouldn't play because you don't know where it'll reject within that range. Pizza, I don't play monthly contracts, so or monthly expiration only contracts. I probably won't explain that one. Yeah, so no indexes. QS, I think they had some news come out. Yeah, so they're just at 15, dropped all the way to 13.3, so they definitely had some news come out. That seems they're back up and running. Roblox. Yes, I think Roblox had probably went away for 138 or 119. Yeah, I guess this one's, let me check the chart, it's a bit trickier. Yeah, because even this 124 level here should hold pretty well. Yeah, I'm not too sure on this one, but regardless, I guess for it's in middle of range for my purposes, I probably won't Play this one. Royal Caribbean. Actually, this one looks interesting. Oh, they have earnings. Okay, next week. So 317, 325. Sorry, I'm checking contracts on Royal Caribbean. Yeah, so I think this one, yeah, probably best time to play was Tuesday. But if we do somehow retest 315 even, which I think we did end of day today, it looks like, trying longs here wouldn't be so bad. Let me check the VEX. Yeah, they both look decent. But again, not crazy good, but yeah, decent. Okay, Reddit. Yeah, just not a very clear map. Probably would wait a while before doing anything on this one. Again, we're sort of in the middle of range there, so not much to play. Rigetti, yeah, I did want to look at Quantum, especially with the news they're getting. See if I can identify a few bounce spots for tomorrow, because those should move pretty big if all this news is true. Actually, looks like IonQ is the only one that's moved. Wait, what? Yeah, IonQ is the only one that's moved. Interesting. Unless some of the ones just don't offer overnight, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I guess Rigetti, I'm waiting for this level here at 34. Even 35, I guess we could bounce a little bit above. Yeah, in which case I missed it. Actually, yeah, sorry, this is the wrong wick. Okay, there we go. So yeah, 34.4 did get wicked. So previous all-time highs got tapped on Rigetti, so I would not be surprised at all if we ran from here. You know, tap 35. Let me pull up. Yeah, 35 had good volume on the VEX, but then yeah, as you can see, the biggest volume anywhere is up at this 46, 47. Again, they just got delivered from there, but I would just look at the volume there. So probably what I'd expect is at least 40. We do have a few strong nodes there for this week and next week, so maybe 40 is where we get some trouble, some resistance. But that bounce off 35 looks very nice, especially with this news on Quantum. I'm wondering, you know, if IonQ is up big, I wonder if Rigetti is also gonna get some big news there. Yeah, RH is not good at all. Riot, okay. So this one looks to be at the bottom of range. Let's see here. So there's a floor on CAX, but not on VEX. Let me see. Yeah, we do have this support resistance flip here, so I guess a full tap of 18 would have been better, but did look like we rejected pretty hard. We shot a bit under 19, rejected. Yeah, so I see no issue here. Holding for longer upside will be tricky, especially with this clump of nodes here at 20. But it's possible. Okay. Yeah, I'll leave Riot on as a favorite. Why not? Okay, Rivian. Let me check, but I probably won't play this. It seems to have similar upside and downside. Yeah, Rivian has been chopping a lot. I won't play. Okay, Rocket Lab. So Rocket Lab I played and then sold. Very small gains. But yeah, Rocket Lab's a good example of, you want to be buying in at a price, at a moment that's comfortable for you. So for those of you with larger portfolios, you can probably buy in at 60, and then sort of just keep scaling in as we drop toward 59, because this is an example of where we sort of hunted through both nodes before bouncing, right? Those of you with smaller portfolios, the smarter thing to do is just either buy in at 59 or some midpoint, or don't buy in at all, right? Like I would wait much longer, and it's better to miss the play by waiting for that lower entry, rather than entering high, dealing with a lot of drawdown, etc. So if you have a smaller portfolio, sort of can't afford to scale in positions as the price is dropping through those nodes, I would just wait for that 59 node. So anyone that waited for that 59 node probably got a very good entry, right? Like it hunted a tiny bit below, but then it rejected, or then it bounced. Whereas if you bought in at 60, I think it tapped 60 pretty early in the day, and then like it spent a lot of time under that. So you might be quite a bit more red versus if you would have just held that, not held, but bought in at 59. Okay. So yeah, Rocket Lab, I wouldn't chase this play, but it was a good play for today for sure. Okay, Rocket. Um, yeah, this Rocket one's a bit difficult because we did overshoot that 17 node. 75 isn't far off though. But yeah, so if we can drop reclaim 17, it does look quite decent for some further downside. Again, that's sort of, yeah, I get the big assumption there is you get the timing right. But to me, Rocket, it seems like probably they've had volume rolling up all weekend. I could be wrong. I'd have to go check, but that's sort of my guess there. Okay, Roku. Sorry, 1 second. Okay. Yeah, Roku looks like it's stopped under pretty deep under these levels. So yeah, it's looking like it had a nice bounce today, but definitely complicated to take that play. Yeah, I guess you can wait for 100 to try to play a reject. You could probably carry that same thesis into next week. Like I would imagine that 100 strong psych level will reject eventually, like it did back here. What is this, Rolls Royce? Oh, never mind. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, with these cheap tickers, the reason I don't like playing them is because I look at these nodes. They're just always stacked nodes, so it's just harder to tell what's going on them. RTX. How many tickers I have left? Okay, like a third. It's almost 11. Okay, yeah, Okay, RTX been ripping lately. I would not try to short that. Run. yeah, I'm not too sure with run. Don't have much of a thesis here. I mean, I guess we could reject 20, but yeah, maybe. Might be worth checking run. See if we reject 20, but again, like we already dropped $2, $3, so it'd be have to be a retest and just another drop, pretty steep. Sava has like no volume, so I wouldn't play that. SBAT hasn't seeded. Starbucks is one. Next week has earnings, so it seems like they're positioning for downside on earnings. I think the play was off 86 earlier in the week, or even today. That 88 and 87 node were weaker earlier in the week, if I remember right. So just keep an eye there. If those volumes start growing, then minus just yeah, if those upside nodes start growing, it might mess with your thesis. But for right now, 86 has been pretty well respected, so that play's been quite good. SDY has very little volume, so I don't want to play that one. Yeah. SEDG. Yeah, this map's looking a bit cluttered. SG hasn't populated properly. Shopify, I guess you could try reject at 167.5. Huh. I don't know what that line is for, but yeah, it's almost basically my purposes. Oh, sorry, this is not Shopify. Yeah. So yeah, not much there. Perhaps a rejection at 167.5. Actually, let me set an alert. I guess I could double top there and then. Okay. So silver I typically don't trade. Looks like over the weekend, if we get that 43 bounce, you can try to play some calls over the weekend. Yeah, so SMCI was very good setup. Wait. Yeah. Okay. So SMH, there we go, that's the right order. SMH. Not liking that one much. Snap, nothing going on. Snowflake sort of caught between nodes. SoFi. Shit. SoFi has good upside actually. Yeah. Yeah, SoFi looks like we have a semi-decent floor on GEX, and on VEX we have some good upside targets, but let me double check here. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. SoFi looks okay for next week, but oh, we have earnings. Never mind. Shoot. So actually, yeah. So 5 if you want to track, it looks like they'll beat earnings according to the map currently, but you have to check later, closer to the date. But yeah, Soundhound's another one that moves pretty well. Kind of sucks we're in the middle right now. Yeah, this looks quite good actually for potential bounce. Or you can wait till 15.5. That just might take forever. So yeah, Sunhound has a pretty clean map. It's just, yeah, I'd prefer to wait one of these edges to hit and then it's play it back to the middle. But still very clean map, so I'm gonna save that. I think I've forgotten to save a few of these, but whatever. Space pretty low volume going for this week. Spotify. 670 pounds from yesterday. Okay, there we go. Oh, never mind. 670. Okay. So yeah, let me see. Spotify off that level. Kind of sucks we don't have an upside target. I guess these two. No. Yeah, so Spotify, I'll probably wait for that bounce. Although it just happened today, so that one might not come. Even though that would have been nice to catch that. I think we missed that one. Okay, so I'm not doing any indexes. SRPT is extremely low volume. I'm not going to do that as well. So STLD. Someone mentioned to me, one-on-one. So yeah, it looks like STLD is sort of pulling back after this initial pop yesterday. But it is retesting sort of that level. So that combined with the 150, that 150 node to me looks like a pretty good bounce spot. And again, these are monthly contracts, so yeah, I'm not sure of the price. I'm trying to check now, but this does look like a pretty good play. For any of you that do longer positions. So yeah, let me save this one as well. STT, not much here. Yeah, so not much of a range there. Okay, SYM. I don't know if I've looked at this map at all. It's a huge range, actually. Yeah, let me see here. So yeah, 61 we never tapped. I guess we did get close enough. Yeah. Yeah, I guess if you're waiting for 61, I barely missed that alert before bouncing, but yeah, this one looks quite good for more upside. And again, if we happen to tap 69, I guess you can look to short again, but that would depend on how the volume shifts on VEX for a decision like that. Okay, AT&T hasn't seeded yet. Team. Okay, so team could be a potential rejection at 172. Oh, did this already happen? Rejection happened at 171. So yeah, let me move on. So TEM, yeah, this map's a mess. I don't like it. It's TFC. Okay, this one possibly you could play the king node reject. Let me see. So it looks like we double topped at 44.27. Okay, so if this 44 holds, this looks like it was a nice double top rejection. So missed that one. Target. Okay, target just got delivered for 91, so I'd expect that node has been decreasing ever since, so I probably wouldn't short target. TJX, nothing much there. TLR, I'm not looking at that one. TLT, I think is something bond related, so I'm not gonna play those. TMO, nothing much there. Okay, so T-Mobile USA, maybe a bounce off 222. Oh, T-Mobile has earnings in the morning. Okay, never mind. Don't play this one. Toast. Okay, looks like Toast has upside. It looks pretty limited, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean this 38 is kind of a floor. It's 38 too. I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know if I play this unless the contracts are that cheap that you can play these. Actually, they might be. No, I probably wouldn't play it because either way, targeting 40, you have 39. Just that's gonna give you some resistance. Okay, Tesla. Yeah, I think someone asked for Tesla. I don't. Let me see here. Yeah, so Tesla's had a strong level here. Whoa, that's not what I wanted it. Yeah, like we're down here. Yeah, I mean, Tesla, I wouldn't play it unless it looks like it dropped overnight. Unless we're tapping into this 420, 425. I probably wouldn't be looking at Tesla at all. Yeah, that 425 maybe, 422. But yeah, typically I don't play Tesla at all. TSM, TTD. Okay, TTD actually looks decent. Let me see here. So we went up. Okay, so a couple things here. If TTD, oh wow. Okay, TTD beginning of week looked. Well, I'm surprised no one's in this. This must have looked really good. We must have had a floor at TTD at 50, then it's 58, and then 60 nodes on the upside, even 55. Like this shows like a bit of a small staircase up. Yeah. So would I short 55? Probably not. Just because it's been tested a good three. This will be the fourth time. And also because of what I mentioned before, that the next couple weeks have upside, so I probably wouldn't short. You can short 55, but it would have to be a quick scalp. I wouldn't put too much. I wouldn't try to hold them for long term. Whereas, yeah, if I could have caught the bounce off 50, I'd be more comfortable holding long term just because of where the nodes are positioned over the next few weeks. Okay, take two has a lot of upside as well. Still struggling with this level actually. This 262 has been giving me trouble for a while. Yeah, this one will be. Yeah, I guess for take two, if you are looking. For longs, you'll probably want to be taking that to 55 to 52. I'll just trim pretty heavy into 260, 262, and then leave any small size for after. If you want to chase that larger node. Okay, Tulio. Yeah, Tulio, I don't see too much here, unless we just came in rejected. Yeah. Interesting node for next week. Oh, okay, yeah, so we just dropped sharply on earnings, so it's 180 node next week, maybe position may be some of that volume may be rolling higher or lower, I mean. Okay, so Unity, some strong downside. Yeah, I guess Unity, any kind of, yeah, if we hit this level here on Unity, I'm setting an alert actually. This 33 whatever. Does look very strong for a bounce either there or 31, but 33 does look pretty strong. United Airlines. Uh, yeah, I guess on United Airlines you could look for this 95 node to act as a floor, but its upside targets are a bit weak on GEX, on VEX as well, honestly, like 2.2K, 4.2K, so they're there, but not super convinced with the setup. Uber though. So yeah, Uber, if this 92 level gives any kind of signs, this was also probably a really good buy. Yeah, that I guess Uber is good on the low of this range, so we can expect the bounce here. We've already bounced a few times, so just be careful there with in case we knife through. But it does look quite good in terms of the map. Ulta looks quite messy. Actually, Ulta, if it bounces 495, looks great. So yeah, I'd probably take the upside bounce 495, the downside at 530. Yeah, I guess we have a higher node next week. So I don't know how, I don't think I would hold the 530 too long. If you try to do puts off of 530. But yeah, if we get 495, yeah, I'm grabbing. If we get 495, I'm grabbing calls. Okay, UNH seems to be at the bottom of their support. Hmm. Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, so UNH, I'm not sure. I guess you could try playing one of these fibs. Combine that with, this 3. Actually, no, this 360 level is too high. We're already lower. I'm not sure. I probably just wouldn't play it. I mean, you can also try with this level here. It's quite strong level. Yeah, so I'll probably be waiting a bit lower myself. UNM, UPS. Let's see, UPS doesn't really have much of a bounce node. UPST, interesting. Okay, almost wrapped up here. Off of 49.5. Oh, what has the downside node? Yeah, I guess UPS2, if we manage to fall under 49.5, yeah, sort of hold under and then flush. Could be on for 43, um, but yeah, all good. USV. So yeah, so UVXY. Oh, it's an ETF. But yeah, this bounce off of 10 would be great. Although it looks like we're never going to reach it. Yeah, so what is B? Visa, I guess. Visa has a very good range from 340 to 352. I thought I had marked them out, but apparently not. But yeah, I think like I'm mostly hoping for the 340 side. Yeah, and this setup is dangerous. Valero is nothing. VIX, I don't really trade VIX. Okay, Viking Therapeutics. Actually, what is Val? That's not Valero. Valero's VLO. Valaris. Oh, I don't know what that is. So yeah, Viking Therapeutics. Bounce off of 30, I guess looks good. Yeah, so I don't know. Not much to say there. Looks like they had earnings yesterday. Or is this today? What? Oh yeah. So yeah, I had a lot of fluctuations, I guess. Okay, yeah, this is Valero. And the map sucks. what is this? Vertex. Vertex Pharmaceuticals. 410 node. Okay, so yeah, we were at this 410 node on Friday. Sort of seems we're pushing away from that. It doesn't seem like it'll get revisited. VTI. Oh, it's an ETF. Never mind. I think FUG is too. Does Verizon have earnings next week? Yeah. Okay. So for next week, I'd probably keep Verizon on watch. Not for earnings, but just in case we tap either side of that range, try to play the inverse. What is this? Wayfair. Just as a single massive node at 85. Yeah, so Wayfair I wouldn't mind trying to short around here. Damn. Yeah, around here on Wayfair. Doesn't look too bad. We tap one. Well, I guess we tap twice, but if you go macro. No, actually, that's two taps. Never mind. Tapped okay. Yeah, let me put the Wayfair. Guess we can put it on. Yeah, I don't know. It's WBD has good outside nodes. Yeah. Oh, workday. Workday. Yeah, I guess probably want more of a floor on both, but honestly, like this level here is very strong. It's actually workday off of 240 looks incredible. We may not reach there, but looks very, very good. 241 or whatever it is. What is this? Wells Fargo? Yeah, Wells Fargo. Because I would have hoped for this 82 peak node here. But yeah, I think for now, yeah, happy to miss this one. Wing I wouldn't play. It's monthly contracts. If it taps either side of here on the VEX, you can buy puts the other way. So Walmart, I think they recently had push for higher all-time highs, but it's looking like a decent rejection here, 108, 109, which would match up with a double top. Oh, I don't even know why I drew like this. Whoops. Stupid. This is the one. Okay. So yeah, Walmart we could double top here. Around 109, but again, the same thing as I was saying before of, when it's stacked. No's just trying to buy in when it's cheapest. You may miss some, but long term it'll help out a lot. But yeah, Walmart It looks okay. I wouldn't say it looks great. Do have a ton of volume up there, so I may. Yeah. WW. I don't know what they do. So this map is every $5 strikes. A bit weird. Win has like nothing at current strike prices. These are all sectors. So let me skip all those. Oh, Zom, I guess is a real one. So yeah, Zom looks like, or Exxon looks like it had a very good breakout. It looks like it's now approaching some resistance around here. Oh yeah, actually this is a way older level. So it looks like we've rejected this level 1, 2. Um, yeah, so actually Zom, you might want to check for puts here. But again, this level's been tested a lot of times, so. Well, actually, I guess it's only been tested once. Because we broke through, broke back under, only got tested once, so I want to see some ExxonMobil. I don't hate it. For block. Block, also we can look at a rejection here. Never mind. See, I guess block already rejected around 79. Not much to do there then. What is this? Zoom? No, Zillow. Yeah, so Zillow seems like it's just had a slow grind for the past couple weeks. Yeah, for not enough upside to chase here. I guess you could try looking into shorting 79. Yeah, so like this level here. Yeah, not sure what else to say there on Zillow. For Zoom, actually, this is a bit more interesting. Nope. So yeah, that did happen. I just wouldn't take any trades there myself. Zscaler, nothing. Baba. Okay. Yeah, so that was very lengthy, but I went through all tickers. Delta. Yeah, we went at Delta. I don't remember what I said. I can redo this. After this, I'm gonna have to log off, send out a watch list. Delta. I think Delta just had earnings lately. Oh, last week. There's just nothing on these maps. I don't see much going on here. So yeah, I guess we could bounce on 60, but these nodes look a bit weak, especially on Vex, so I didn't like Delta too much. Oh wait, bruh, he left. Never mind. Is there anyone else on call wants to go over? Or I can end the stream and just answer any questions if there's any questions. Just general questions? Otherwise, I'll end it here. Alright, in that case, I'll end this for now. People could just watch the recording if they want to scroll through and see any tickers. So, alright, thanks for joining all. Good night.